All right, the way I like to see faith is the Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade, right? Where Indiana has to take the step into the abyss and he might fall and die. But, he doesn't. But that is faith, right? In faith, you have to have doubt. Because if you don't have doubt, then you have certitude. So it's an essential ingredient. And in that, Christians don't have faith nowadays. The word faith to Christians has been turned from this definition, which is the real definition of faith. You can't define faith without having doubt somewhere in faith. But they've turned the word faith into doctrine or dogma. So they go up and they're like, "What's your faith?" They mean, "What's your doctrine? What's your dogma?" And so Christians nowadays, they don't have faith. They hate faith because they hate doubt. They're completely and utterly scared of doubt. And so what are some of the things that Christians are afraid of? Well, one of the things that they're afraid of is the whole evolutionary thing. One has to look at Augustine, right? I learned one time that there was this pagan who, the pagans were in decline, and there was this pagan who got the Bible, he read it, and he wrote this philosophical treatise, theological treatise against the Bible. And all the pagans read him, and they're like, "Oh, snap, Christianity, take that." And so Augustine of Hippo, came along, and he wrote his book in response, or he wrote a response to this guy. And all the Christians were like, "Yeah, you just got served, pagans. Take that." But what Augustine said, and one of the criticisms that this pagan guy had, and the pagans had, of the Bible is they would interpret the Bible literally. And so these pagans' criticisms of the Bible are the same as a lot of atheist criticisms. And so Augustine came along and he said, "You know what? The Bible's not meant to be read literally. You have to read it allegorically, because the Bible's about teaching morals. It's about teaching faith. It's not supposed to be a historically accurate document." So there's this, allegorical interpretation of the Bible. So evolution doesn't need to be so frightening to Christians. Christians can believe in evolution and the Bible at the same time. You just can't believe in biblical fundamentalism, which Christians, until recently, haven't always been biblical fundamentalists. It's only recently that more and more Christians are biblical fundamentalists. So yeah, biblical fundamentalism is stupid. It's just dumb. But Christians need to return to Augustine, and they need to return to an allegorical interpretation of the Bible, and not be so afraid of evolution. There's nothing wrong with it. Another thing that Christians say is that I've heard a lot of Christians say, "Oh, don't send your kids to college because kids lose the faith in college." Again, they lose the doctrine, the dogma in college, but they lose the faith in college. Or send your kid to a good Christian college, so they don't lose the faith. And so Christians are afraid of thinking. They're afraid of thought, because thought produces doubt, and Christians are deathly afraid of doubt, like we said. And so Christians really need to embrace thinking. They modern day Christians are some of the most horrid people out there. I mean, the politics that they're for is for bombing and killing people. They're for the state coming in and being very tyrannical. Modern day Christians are not Christian. they're a horrible group of people. And one of the reasons is because the people who have taken over Christianity are fundamentalist, insane dumbasses. And so Christianity's in the decline because people look at Christianity and think, oh, Christianity means fundamentalist dumbassness. And it really doesn't. Jesus, when you really look at him, and don't look at the Jesus that the Christians talk about, but when you look at him, there's some pretty cool stuff there. And Christians really need to go back to embracing thinking and thought, and embrace science, embrace reasoning, dialogue. I mean, right? It's that whole thing of do not be afraid, right? Don't be afraid of doubt. Just let go of your fears. Embrace the doubt. Embrace the blindness. I mean, there's this hubris that Christians have, that they think that they know it all. They have become omniscient, and when anybody criticizes them, they get angry. And not only do they get angry against the people they're criticizing, but they get angry against just thinking itself. So they want everybody to shut off their brains and just pray all day, I guess. Christians need to embrace thinking. They don't need to be afraid of evolution. They need to embrace faith. Go back to this real definition of faith, which has doubt in it. The agnostic says that I don't know, period, right? All Christians should be agnostic, because they should say, I don't know, but then they put a comma on there, right? They say, I don't know, but I believe. I don't know, but I believe. All Christians have to fundamentally be agnostics before they can be believers. You cannot have faith without doubt. So embrace doubt, embrace the mind. God gave us a brain. We should use our brain. So embrace doubt.